You and your relationship with your dragon is the most important thing on the dragon's path. So if you obey just your connection with the dragon, that is enough for me. And who am I to go against that? There is an issue that I'd like to address that I used to say and still say, but I have to reform that a little bit because I see that there is a lot of misunderstanding in this. So, my brothers and sisters, my name is Tim Heijen, and I believe in dragons. I call myself a dragon witch, and I study, do everything, and follow the dragon wherever I go. It's a philosophy of life, and I only, but on, I just want to address this. In there on the dragon's path, there are many people who love to mix other paths with it. Nothing wrong with that. Because, for example, I was raised very much Christian, very much strict. But I left it. I completely ditched it, left it behind, and then later on I had this apparition with the dragon, this connection with the dragon that came out of nowhere. It just happened. And that was very beautiful. But some people, and I saw this on the dragon's path, people on the dragon's path also had this apparition, this connection with the dragon, but they cannot leave their spirituality of the old, where they were raised with, behind, and that is fine. That is very much fine, because I had someone who said Jesus came on earth, and actually he was a dragon. He, as in a human form, he came to connect with other people, spread his wisdom and his knowledge and his connection with the gods, with God in this case. And that people say that he is a dragon. Who am I to go against that? That is not my thing. We can, you know what the dragon's path is? The dragon's path or draconic Wicca are all spiritualities of all over the world. It's actually always has been crossed. Always. Every single dragon god, has been mentioned in a corner of the world. For example, Tiamat was in ancient Iraq. Fafnir was in ancient Europe. Quetzalcoatl was in Mexico. And so on. There were dragons everywhere. And the most connected ones that were actually worshipped, they were the dragon gods. And you know, it's not because I connect with the dragon that I now suddenly follow everything Aztec or everything Mesopotamia. Everything. No, I just take the dragon part out of it and mix it with other ones. Because Fafnir, Tiamat, they were all in other corners of the world and even worshipped in a different way, but worshipped in every corner of the world. So in fact, the dragon's path is mixed all the time. It's from all things together coming to one. And I don't care, I don't believe in, I don't know, whatever the Aztecs believed in, but I do believe in Quetzalcoatl. I do believe in Tiamat. I do believe in everything that is the dragon, because I had this connection 20 years ago with the dragon, and it was the most... I was initiated by my dragon mentor that gave me this. And from then on, I believed in the dragon. But there was much more to it. And so, yeah, I say to you, for example, the dragon's path in itself, or draconic Wicca, or how you want to call it, is a philosophy that you are connected with the dragon, and that's it. You know, and that you follow the dragon, all of their wisdom and their knowledge, and that you grow on your dragon's path. That is what it is all about. That you grow, that you evolve, that you grow wiser, that you become smarter, that you come much closer to the dragon, and that you are one day going in the dragon realm. That is beautiful about this. So in a way, when I say to you, don't mix paths, I don't say, for example, that you cannot see Jesus or Muhammad as a dragon. You can see them just how you see them. Who am I? That is just the thing. I'm not for example, I'm not a priest. I'm a preacher. I preach, but I don't say it what you have to do. I don't say what you have to see. I don't say that you have to. If you do whatever you want, but there is one restriction that just, that was misunderstood. I think, and that is, you follow the dragon and you want to be like the dragon, left-hand spirituality, that you are your own boss. But from the moment that you obey other people's, other religions, that you obey it inside of your dragon's path, now that is an issue. Because dragons do not obey. Dragons do not kneel. Dragons do not worship. Dragons do not do anything like this. That is very much human. So in order to understand the dragon, you have to understand that obeying, for example, religions and their laws, that is something that is very much not draconic. But like I said, who am I? I'm not here to teach you a lesson and say whatever you need to do. Nobody can tell you about this. If you see, for example, Jesus as a dragon, I personally, I don't. I only came to meet the dragon from the moment I ditched it entirely. So I was actually free from dogma, free from my family that was always saying, go to church. I was even a servant. Oh my God. But yeah, once I was going away from it, I had this connection with the dragon. I was actually not believing in all of these spiritualities. From the moment that I saw and felt my dragon, I immediately believed in spirituality, other sides, and yeah, I believed in magic because I could do that. That was amazing. And it was also very much difficult. It was an enigma, it was a puzzle that I needed to put together. What is going on and what is this? And I had to do it all by myself. But the thing is, if you obey the rules of other religions, for example, well, yeah. For example, if you obey the rule that just love me and no other god, well, that is a bit of a problem because there are many gods on the dragon's path, and I love all of them. Maybe, yeah, I don't say that you have to be obliged to love them, but that is a bit the thing on the dragon's path. If you follow the dragon, you trust them, you love them, and that is. And that is not happening if the law says that you cannot love other gods, and that is how you have to take out of the context. And that is also what I do. I take the dragon out of every religion, every spirituality that has ever been on not the dragon's path, but in humanity, and put them together and see my own version of it, see how I see it. And maybe that is what I lack to do on other religions. And other religions, for example, they are taught by a book. But if they teach the book and see it in their own eyes, their own way, and maybe the book was actually wrong and you see it in a different kind of way, just the way how I see it in a different kind of way of how dragons are. And that is also, a lot of people on the dragon's path are angry with me because I do this. Because I do not see Fafnir as a dwarf king that's, I do not see, for example, that Tiamat was this great darkness that is just malevolent. No, I don't see it that way. I feel it in a different way. And maybe they see it in a different way as well. Because in the Bible it doesn't stand that Jesus was a dragon. But you can absolutely see it that way. If you see it that way, then yeah, that is how you see it. That is how you feel it. And that is how you have to follow it. If you are really sure that this is your path, then the dragon's path, and in a way Christianity or even Islam and other religions can be mixed. Because, like I said, that is what the dragon's path is all about. Mixing other paths. Like I said, I don't care about everything else that happens, for example, in Mesopotamia, or I don't care about everything else that happens in Aztecs. I found the Aztecs very cruel. And the one that said, I do not want a sacrifice, was the dragon god, was the serpent, was the feathered serpent. I do not want that. That is cruel. And that is what is so beautiful about this. So I don't care about the Aztecs. I don't care about that. But I take it. The dragon's path, Draconic Wicca, exists because of mixing. It exists because we mix it all the time, how we sense it and how we feel it inside of our heart. And that is how we have to go on the dragon's path, in a way how we feel it inside of our heart. Our heart is telling us our way, your dragon heart. Your dragon heart is telling it how everything should be. And maybe that people don't see it like this, but that is what it is. That is how you follow the dragon's path, your own way, your own directions. You have to follow your own heart. So I am not telling you that you cannot mix it. You can follow it how much you want. But from the moment that you kneel down before, that your dragons are kneeling down, that you are obeying other rules that we don't have on the dragon's path. We don't have rules. And we do not bow. We do. Whenever I bow, it's out of respect, but not out of worship. But that is what we need to know. Normally we don't follow rules. We follow the rules of our heart. So if we have to obey everything that stands in every religious book, then we cannot follow the dragon, because it's not allowed. You have to take it out of the context, and then you can do it. But if you have to obey all of the rules, that is, you can mix it. You can mix other spiritualities, gods, religions, but you cannot mix the rules. That is just the only thing that I want to say. You cannot mix the rules. You cannot mix the obedience and things like this. You cannot mix that. On the dragon's path, everything is free to do whatever you want, whatever you desire. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Mix it as much as you want. If you want to see Jesus as a dragon, do it. Do it how your heart is telling you. But just don't mix the rules. Don't mix that you have to go to church because of this, because you won't find any image of the dragon. My church is this, my brothers and sisters. It's nature. It's where I feel the dragon the best. Wherever the forest is, wherever the trees are. So I just wanted to say to you, I'm not against mixing paths. If you want to mix it, then fine. But the only thing that you really have to know is you have to follow your own heart and not the heart of others. Not what stands inside of the books. And if there are really people angry with me because I say that, just say for example, that you cannot mix paths, but that is misunderstood, because you can very much mix paths, but don't mix the rules. These are the things that I just wanted to say, my brothers and sisters. If you just follow your own heart, your own desire, your own feelings, that is the only thing that you need. Follow your dragon heart.